Welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. Our objective is to enthuse, inspire, energize, and empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes here in BW and beyond. We do so by inviting these entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs into our makeshift studio. Sometimes we call them to the restaurant, sometimes we go to our studio, and we ask them to share their experiential knowledge, their experiences and their expertise. And we ask them as many questions as we can, aimed at empowering you also as a viewer. Hello dear viewer, Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe here. It's my privilege to welcome you again to another new episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom. It's always a great pleasure to share cutting-edge information from the marketplace, to introduce people who are making a difference out there, entrepreneurs of all stripes and shapes here in BW. My guest is Tichaona Tasiyana. If I'm mispronouncing, you'll correct me. Yes. And before I talk to my guest, let me just ask you to kindly subscribe. We need your support. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
I welcome the viewers. Also, I welcome all the captains of the industry, dignitaries, and honorable members. My name is Tichaona Tasiyana, and if you would want to get in touch with us, I am from Logan Business College. We are located at in African Mall, plot 937 to 940, opposite to Nando's. Extension 2. Our contacts are 310-2588.
We'll share them at the end. We'll share those at the end. But just tell them a little bit about yourself. I want to know about your educational background and your vocation, etc.
Thank you, Mr. Mogobe. My name is Tichaona Tasiyana once again, and also an educationist, education leader. I was born 52 years ago in the village of Masvingo in Zimbabwe, and then moved to another area in Mashonaland West. I grew up in a humble beginning, and also my family was not quite up in terms of the wealthy. But that doesn't matter. Education can make you the person that you would want to be. I then moved from Zimbabwe and came here in Botswana in 2006. My education background is as such. I moved from primary, secondary, and tertiary education, while capturing a qualification like marketing management, also the Higher National Diploma in Human Resources Management at Harare Polytechnic, and as well as my Master's in Business Administration at Zimbabwe Open University. Therefore, I moved also to Botswana in that background to capture and to explore new avenues. In Botswana, I dwelled much of my time in the tertiary education industry. Alongside, I started to pursue my education. I'm now a candidate of PhD in business management, specializing in a research-based area of corporate governance in higher education institutions.
Okay. What is it about education that drove you? Why are you so invested in terms of your own career and also in your livelihood in education? What attracted you?
Education is the key, and no one can move an inch without education. To know direction, to know everything, you have to be educated. We have discovered that, like here in Botswana, every time, as long as the people are still fertile to give birth to children and to increase the population, they need to be educated. And the moment they reach 18 years, they belong to the state. And by so doing, they would want to engage in real serious life-giving expertise in areas of behaviors such as accounting, management, and all those. We discovered that education is endless. We learn from childhood until we die. Now, why we invested in education is the fact that Botswana, through the Botswana Qualification Authority, has made it possible and has developed some great impact to the nation of Botswana. Why? In the fact that when Botswana Qualification Authority came into existence, there was a great understanding from the government, which was sponsoring people outside the world, outside the country, or outside places where there are institutions. Now, because of Botswana Qualification Authority, they ensured that indeed the education that the students are getting here is of international based standards, and henceforth they developed statutory instruments, acts, and also the qualification standards that we are using, where now they measure the quality from the institutional registration and accreditation through QAS1, and also measure the quality of the learning program through QAS3.
Okay.
So with those now, we will find out that the institution will be pushed to provide quality education, maintain quality, and to ensure that students learn from best standards which are provided. Whilst at the same time, students have a provision to choose the best course of their choice to pursue their passion in life.
Okay. You're at an institution called Logan Business School. Before I ask about how you ended up there, let me ask, who's Logan and where does the name come from?
That's a very good question. It's interesting. This institution called Logan Business College was founded by Mr. Ranganatha Loganathan and Mr. Tichaona Tasiyana. Mr. Ranganatha Loganathan founded an institution called E-Zone, which had existed for a period of 8 years. And thereby he closed that institution. And then on my arrival,
When was that?
It was 2017. Upon my arrival, that's when we sat down and I came for the establishment, registration, and accreditation of this institution. We came together and then we agreed logically, as Mr. Loganathan was the biggest shot in the market, and then we cut down the other part of the name, Loganathan, and then we just end at Logan. And then we formed Logan Business College. We are going to have a series of colleges to fulfill the market. We might have been having Logan Engineering, Logan Medical, Logan. That's how we would want to structure our organization up until we become a university.
Right now, describe the business college. How is it composed and how many classes, how many students, etc.?
Yes, Logan Business College has a mission and vision. Our mission is to provide education which is sustainable and accessible for critical thinking students who can impact knowledge into the local and the global community. As well, our vision is to be the best college in providing qualifications that would ensure transform lives in the local and the global market. You see the link between the two. Then with this college, we realized that we need to provide and to develop niche learning programs. So we provided niche learning programs in as much as we conducted the registration. Therefore, To meet our capacity during the accreditation process, we had 13 classes. And those 13 classes were equivalent to the number of programs that we wanted to produce, in the expectation that as we start, we would not have worry so much to have one class each learning program. Our learning program are in different areas or fields according to...
I was going to ask that. What different areas are those?
The fields that we have according to our learning programs are the field of business management, commerce, and the field of science and mathematics, and the field of pharmaceuticals, and also the field of legal.
Okay.
So amongst those, at the moment, we have developed, we have 6 learning programs that are accredited so far.
Did you say you had 13 classes, or I misheard you?
Yes.
13 classes would mean you have how many students?
It's still developmental. We have, at the moment, 50 students, both the first year and the second year.
Okay.
And this semester, right now, we are in the process of registration. So we think that we're going to increase, maybe reaching 80 or 100.
Okay.
Yeah, the number is increasing, so, but it doesn't necessarily mean that these students fill all the classes. They fill a portion of the number of classes that we have for our full capacity.
Okay. Would you say that Logan Business College is in the process of growth, or is it its infancy, or is it growing? And say something about its growth story, please.
Yes, Logan Business College is growing, but it depends on how you measure a growth, because growth is gradual through a period of time. When we started, we had one learning program, and then with 7 students.
When you arrived in 2017?
When in 2018, after accreditation, we gotten students in 2020. The whole 2 years were apportioned for accreditation only. Accreditation of the institution and then accreditation of the learning program. It took some time because BQA is so rigorous about how things are done. So we had one class of 7 students and one learning program called Bachelor of Science in Forensic Financial Accounting. The second year, that is 2021, with one program, we now gotten 42 students plus 6, which is 48, and 2 private, which is 50. So that is growth. It's a growth in terms of students' population. Yes, but our expectation is to grow in order to realize the best skills, operation skills, and also to realize the income that is needed to cover the internal growth and also to expand. We have not yet started to expand, but we are still growing. So, which I think this semester would give us another growth proportion, maybe to reach another number of students. Thereafter, if we realize that we have filled all our classes at African Mall, that's when now we'll think of another growth strategy of expansion. Yes.
For me as an entrepreneur, I'm interested in the short professional management program called Entrepreneurship and Leadership Skills.
That's right.
Tell me about that one.
Entrepreneurship and Leadership Skills is a short course. We call it a non-credit bearing short course. It was approved, and this course is very powerful. It combines issues of training students or learners to be creative and innovative and to think outside the box. As such, in the entrepreneurship part, we are developing students to start their own business, to understand how to prepare the profile of their company, and also to respond if they want to develop their company to the financial institution or financiers, where they will prepare the cash flows, they will prepare their financial elements, and also to train them that when you are starting a business, the risk is you. And then you have to devote yourself to inject whatever. Commitment may start from a loan that you inject or from your personal salary.
So it takes how long, and it's offered by how many lecturers?
This course, it takes within a period of a week. Yeah.
Is that enough?
3 days to a week.
Is that enough?
It would not be enough per se, but when we consider the market, there are some learners who are already engaged into the business. They're already operating, so they come in as maturity entry. They're already matured.
But 3 days is too short.
Yeah, 3 days is too short, but it's expandable. Yeah, we can have it 1 week or so. And we are also working, since you mentioned 3 days is very short, we are working with the BQA and HRDC that there is a module in the learning program which can take the whole 1 to 2 months. Yeah, so we are working on that. Once that approved, then we have the short course, which is 3 days for refresher for those who are already entrepreneurs. And then for new comers, then we have this short course.
Another one I'm interested in is called Finance for Non-Financial Managers.
Yes.
Tell us about that one. Can you share a little bit more?
Yes, this course is mainly targeted to those who are in the business, who have never met finance in the course of their life, but have grown into business as managers, as learners who would want also to start to learn finance as new people. So as managers, if you have not come across finances, but you remember in any day of your life you do finances, there is a lot of financial activities that are taking place in any business. So those ones are then trained at corporate level so that when the financial managers or financial gurus are speaking their language of finance, you'll be able to capture and to flow with them. But the new learners, they have not done finance, but they want to learn it, and they have an interest of starting a business. So they will also start to go through those areas, and then we start from grassroots. There are also some small, the tuck shop people, they want to learn how to manage their small stores and their small finances. We train them so that they are able to manage their finances and to grow in their business. Yes.
There's somewhere where you say education is a nectar of life.
That's right.
Explain that phrase. I think it is your phrase, or you picked it somewhere.
It is my phrase. It started when I was enjoying at a certain place where there were flowers. I saw bees coming to pick the pollen. And if you had the commitment to follow them, you will see that they will go to a beehive, and there they will make honey. After producing honey, then that honey would have some health benefits for many people. So I took it in the education component that it also implies that students who would come to our college are like bees searching for pollen. They are searching for knowledge. And that pollen which they get from our institution would be would be manufactured by our qualified, experienced lecturers who would deliver quality education to them. Then until we move with them, remember when the bees is moving from a pollen to the beehive, it has to be carried by the air. And we have to carry the student to walk that journey of miles, which start with one step, until the student completes 4 years. So after completing 4 years, the student will get a qualification, that is the honey. And then the student or the graduate will have several employment opportunity benefits. There is now an employability element to the students. They now can give several benefits to the relatives, to the nation, to their kids, and they can provide in any sector of their life.
Very interesting. I've heard many people say that there's a shift in the world from employability to providing employment. In other words, education is being now retooled for those being educated to provide employment as opposed to them being employed. First of all, is that true? Is that a conscious thing? And how is Logan, if it's true, how is Logan Business College becoming a part of that?
Yes, we are coming part of that employability and employment and being an employment element, that our graduates shall get employment. One, there are two elements there. Employability, it would mean the students have been trained and gotten the hardcore learning qualification, which is maybe Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing. But that student, in as much as he is qualified, would need some employability skills. How do we facilitate the students to get employment? That's where now we are going to add those employability skills, where the graduate now would be taught how to write CVs, will be trained how to industry etiquettes, and be taken for some attachment to understand, so that he creates a good relationship with the employer. And as well as how do you conduct yourself, how do you carry yourself, how do you present yourself in all those elements. So we have created some employability elements to our graduates, which is different, because when they go to the industry under employment part, when a student is graduated from a learning program, does the learning program provide the skills that are demanded by the industry, which we call that the learning program has existing demand and relevance to the industry. So the learning modules, the modules that are infused into the learning program would show or would develop or would now culture the students into a behavior to understand that he has got a variety of skills that he has. Especially if it is marketing, is the student able to meet the trends of the business, like they say digital marketing, also customer follow-ups and customer relationship management. All those elements, the student must be able to understand the organization and develop it, and also read the trend of the industry. So that is the employment element that we have in our program. So we don't just develop a program and have modules which are not relevant. We speak to the industry, because for a learning program to be developed and accredited, we have to have an industry survey with the market.
Okay. Now, I've heard it said in government circles that we should move from a consumer society to becoming part of the value chain. In other words, a push towards manufacturing. How is Logan Business College empowering its students or to align with this?
Yes, I understand. Our students, mainly in our college, it's a business management college. We are going to another phase which would push into the engineering and other elements to develop students more into the manufacturing. But we are also preparing our students, in as much as we are a business institution, we are also preparing our students, because the courses, the learning programs that we are doing, the students, one way or the other, they are going to have employment opportunities in the production industry. That means if they are in the management, those students will be able to manage the institution and also ensure that the production system in the organization is up to the best standards they expect. In as much they are going to engage the experts into the area.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a gentleman by the name of Elon Musk. He's written and he's published on social media that he doesn't hire for a degree for education. He hires for attitude. What do you think of that? Have degrees become a little bit redundant? Is it not better for somebody to acquire skills which can be applied, whether it's a short course or something, rather than have a fancy degree or a PhD even?
Yes, thank you very much for highlighting that scenario. It's the best scenario ever. What we are saying here is, when a person is a graduate, that individual, there are two things in a qualification or a graduate. Is he more academic or more professional? So that's where attitude would come in. If one is more academic, he concentrates on elements
Theory.
which are theories, strategies, and investigations, and so forth. But now, when it comes to application, that's where the issue comes, that you are more academic than more professional. In professional, you have prepared the graduate that before the graduate goes to the industry, during the process of learning, the student is prepared to understand what is happening in the industry. And then, thank goodness that BQA also has come up with outcome-based learning programs. So we develop learning programs with an outcome-based concept, where we are looking at all the learning objectives and graduate profile. It must be outcome-based. Is the student from the class or from the lecture theater and is taken for attachment able to apply what he has learned from the college? So that is where we call he is able to combine theory and practice. The moment you put a graduate into into an office or into a place of operation, that person must have the behavior of that field. If it is accounting, I should not discuss with the person about accounting. The behavior is already there. The graduate is applying. If it is computerized accounting, is able to use the softwares that are available. So therefore, the writer was referring that the attitude towards the work, are you outcome based? Because if you are more academic, the outcome is less. But if you are more professional, the outcome is high, and then you are more creative. Yeah.
You are more of an adaptive problem solver.
Very good.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we are in the so-called 4IR, Fourth Industrial Revolution.
That's right.
How does Logan recognize that, and what courses are being offered to cope with that reality?
Yes, we have infused into all our learning programs that they have IT in them. Whether it's management learning program, it have IT in them so that the students will learn to meet and to match the industry development and changes. Yes.
Meaning what? The people have to be proficient in what?
Meaning that if you are a marketing person, we have infused the IT, which would now drive you to understand whatever changes that are happening in the industry in terms of carrying either digital marketing or using technology in decision making in companies, and also moving with what is happening in the industry or in the global changes. Because nowadays, education is not only a product or national product. It's also a global product. So is your qualification portable also to carry you to other countries where you are going to apply whatever system they use in that area?
Mm-hmm. And insofar as Logan itself, as the principal, what do you think are the biggest challenges that you have to deal with on a day-to-day?
Yeah, on a day-to-day, the biggest challenge is to convince students, number one, to be part of Logan Business College. And that convincement is...
What do you mean?
To convince students, remember in the market, we are dealing with guys who are in the Super League. So if we are to position ourselves in that league table, we'll find that our position is at this level. The reason being that some institutions have played it all, they have known the landscape of the industry, and they have invested much into their resources to make sure that they are fit and dominant in the industry. So when you are upcoming as a new institution, therefore you have to develop some muscles. You have to exercise very hard so that you match the game, and then you see yourself fitting in that industry. There is high competition, so that is number one. So students, to come to our college, you have to convince them. One, as the program that we offer is unique, and therefore we are not looking at the college, we are looking at the qualification or the degree that we are offering that is accredited by BQA, and also that would give you the skills that are required by the nation of Botswana.
So how do you go about convincing them? Do you approach the parents, or what do you do?
It's a variety. It has got quite a number of variables. To convince the students, you communicate with them. We have got a marketing team that will continuously, and desk officers will continuously communicate with students. They have to be well-versed with the learning program. We have also to speak with the parents. We have to understand the parents, because sometimes the parents are the determinants in guiding the students where they could take their learning programs, because they have experience in the industry.
Okay.
We have also to deliver as an institution. If we deliver very well and provide a good education to our students, the students will have passive marketing by tell a friend to tell a friend. And thereby they would convince their friends, say, no, come to Logan Business College. They are very good lecturers. The learning program is very good. So that's how we convince students in that area.
Okay.
Yes.
In terms of government sponsorship, do you qualify for it, and are you getting it?
Yes. At this present moment, we are getting government-sponsored students. The moment an institution is accredited as a higher education institution, therefore, and the programs are accredited by BQA, from diploma upwards, you qualify to get government-sponsored students.
Suppose someone is watching you at this moment wanting to join Logan.
Yes.
What do they have to do to secure government sponsorship to come to you?
In order to secure government sponsorship, students have to visit our website, www.lbc.ac.bw. And that website, they will see about forms, registration or enrollment forms, according to the learning program. Then they apply online in that website. It will take you through all the stages. In the end, it will say, submit your form. The moment they submit the form, it then reaches our desk officers, and then they will see through the email. Then communication will start from there. For a student to be part of the government-sponsored, a student must have, for regular students, 36 points and above. And then the other one is for all VCs, that is orphans and vulnerable prospective students. They should have 31 points. But with
At
those
GCE?
At BGCSE.
BGCSE, sorry.
Then they have to get a letter of approval from their districts. And then from there they make an application. Once applications are done, right now the Department of Tertiary Education Financing is open. Online applications are taking place. So the students are applying. They send also their requirements together with their certificates, whilst attaching our admission letter. Then DTF would check all the details. If the students have chosen Logan Business College as the first choice, then they will offer that which the student is given as first choice.
What is the most popular course and why?
In the market?
No, in Logan.
Yeah, the most popular course that we have at the moment is the Bachelor of Science in Forensic Financial Accounting. The reason being it's new in Botswana and it's not yet flooded. The course, the learning program itself has got modules which will develop students into critical skills in areas of working at TCC, Ministry of Finance, also in other government institutions, financial intelligence. It has modules.
But not in the private sector.
Also in the private sectors. This course is still scarce here in Africa. We checked in Botswana. I think we are the second to have this course, and also South Africa. But when we check with the UK and America, there are quite a number in those
Exactly
areas.
what can you do if you are succeed in this course? In other words, it opens up for you to do what?
Yeah, when you qualify as a Bachelor of Forensic Financial graduate, you will become a forensic investigator. These are the people also who can work in banks, in financial institutions, or being called in the police as forensic investigators. You can also work as a data analyst in banks to find out, to capture those people who are having what we call cyber crimes. And also, you can work with the DCC in terms of investigating issues of money laundering. You know, in the country, we don't want dirty money circulating around. Money laundering and other areas, you'll be able to start the behavior of a fraudster.
How long does that take to acquire that qualification?
It takes a period of 4 years. Yes, for students to start from year one.
So
up
it's
to
really intense.
It's very intense, and there are about 35 modules.
Can you also become an actuary after doing it?
You can work alongside actuarian, because the modules for actuarian are so intense, it's so mathematical. But this one is not highly mathematical. It has some extent of mathematics, but mainly IT and also management.
Okay.
So with a bit of mathematics.
What courses do you offer senior management in the private sector? I'm thinking in terms of captains of industry out there and people who are maybe heading different companies comprising of 4, 5, 10 people. What is available for a busy entrepreneurs at Logan? What can they partake of?
If we are to engage big gurus to come to take training as part-time, yes, we would then find or make a survey. There are some who are walk-ins who know what they want. And then amongst the courses that we have, one can choose. But alongside the marketing, we are mainly advising the business gurus that if they take a Bachelor of Commerce in Business Project Management, it has a double award in it. that you'll be learning business, how to manage your business professionally. And also you'll be trained how to manage the projects. The projects, whether it will cover now different areas, whether it's construction, mining, whichever area, because it has management of the business together with project management, which is a high demand. Right now, you'll find that most professionals, they have management expertise, but they are lacking the project management area. That's why you find some of the projects are failing, because one is able to manage, but is not able to calculate the cost of the project, the time it takes, and also to infuse the finances along it. So they would have to learn a software which manages a project, and also together with their critical thinking strategies which they have for the project.
How long does it take?
That one, it takes also 4 years. But if a big guru or a manager from a company comes with their qualifications, we then do what we call exemption. We articulate, we check, we do mapping to see what have you covered. And then instead of spending 1 year, you might find out you just have you spend 1 year instead of 4 years. You just do a top-up degree. Or you can do 2 years. But after completing those 2 years or top-up, we will give you a full degree.
Okay.
Yes.
I find that very, very interesting.
That's right.
What's your connection with Cisco? Because some people are Cisco certified.
Yes. We are in the process of being Cisco certified. Previously, we were operating as a franchise.
Oh.
The reason being that we do courses such as Security Plus and also Network Plus. These are the courses which are being demanded in areas like the BTC and networking, the industry who is involved in the networking. So they send most of their people to come and train, and then they go for Cisco certification. These companies, they want Cisco certification because it's a reowned brand.
What's so important about Cisco?
It's a reowned brand that they have already get used to. Yeah, it's like you would find, why would most people go to Choppies? It's a brand that has managed to market itself and goes, so people tend to have to go there. So if you qualify from another brand, they will tend not to have some, they will tend to have some doubts. But the moment you say Cisco, yeah, it's one time.
Okay, let's talk about safety, health, and environment, because everybody's talking green, going green. What is your contribution there?
For safety, healthy environment, it goes within quite a number of areas. There is also environmental impact assessment.
Is that a diploma?
It's a certificate.
Yeah, certificate.
Yes. We have.
In other words, you can prepare an IEA after that.
Yes. We have it. Yes. Industry, as it works, some of the industry are not ecological friendly. So we have to train them that in as much as you are making your billions from your productions, please bear in mind that there are also the ecosystem. There are other creatures who need to survive. So that would give them a great expertise on how best they should be environmentally friendly to protect the environment and also to make the environment beautiful. You would find some companies alongside their companies, even if they are producing, their production is producing smoke or other things, they plant some trees which clean the environment. And those are great.
You teach them how to do that?
Yes. We teach them how to do that and also how to understand safety at workplace.
Okay.
And making sure that when you're working in an environment...
So somebody from you can automatically become a SHE officer in any organization? Safety, Health and Environment, SHE officer.
Yes, you can become a SHE officer. Like this period of COVID, we had a big number of people who were coming for training. Yes, even though we're exercising the social distance accordingly.
So COVID was a blessing for you?
It was a blessing because we had big numbers which were coming either from Tswana Pride. They want to be trained how to handle these chicks and also how to understand healthy practices in the food industry and also health and safety in the manufacturing industry, as well as health and safety in the environment as it is.
Okay. Do you have any success stories in terms of students who went to Logan that you can talk about without necessarily singling out names? So-and-so came, we did this to them, now they are at these positions. So without mentioning names.
Yes. At the moment at Logan Business College, we have not yet have graduates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we started in 2020. So the students are still moving. But yes, we can say we have trainees who have done short courses.
That's what I'm talking
in the
about.
Industry. Yes. We have a certain number of students who are coming from Trans Africa. They came to our college, they wanted to train in graphic arts and design. So that course is about designing adverts and designing any design which is computer-based. So when they came, some of them, most of them, in fact, they were blank. But the great expertise and the undoubted knowledge of our graphic designer, we managed to take them from grassroots. And at one time, I thought these people, they would disappear. Because some of them, they were giving some excuses. Oh, I'm going to Maoni, I'm transferred by work, so I might not be able to come. But we managed to speak to the managers about them, and then they agreed that, okay, the transfer would stop until they complete their course. They were paid for by the company, and then the company was much expecting the best from them. So we gave them the best, and then the trainer or the lecturer gave them an assignment. Our assignment was preparing a portfolio of a real product like this graphic design. So they did that, and I was called one time.
Something like this, huh?
Yes. I was called one time to their presentation, graphic design. They did very well. I'm not an expert in graphic design, but I could follow.
You were called to Trans-Africa?
No. Here at our Logan Business College, we have a studio.
Okay.
Where they did the presentations. And when they were doing the presentations, they were showing as a PowerPoint presentation and also showing their portfolio, what they have done. The managers from Trans-Africa came, they were checking, they were looking at it, they were quite happy. And we showed ourselves, we took pictures, and they managed to write some testimonies of Logan Business College.
Wow.
Which is the best that we have done for the students and the industry.
Wow.
Yes.
Any other shameless plugs, any other stories you're proud of?
Yes, we are proud of some of our employees. There are some employees who are very committed to their work and to provide the best for the college. And we are also proud of the position of our college. We don't accept mediocrity. We want the best out of it, be it in customer care, business conduct, and also other areas which we know that we are going to meet some big stakeholders outside. We make sure we carry ourselves for the best. And in the industry, we have realized that we have fitted very well in the Super League of the higher education industry. And we have managed to show muscles with other big, high and mighty. And they have a feel of us also that yes, Logan is present. So guys, we have to change the game plan. Yeah.
Let me say something that I've observed about parking at the African Mall.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Is this not part of the reason why you have challenges convincing students to come?
Yeah, it's one of those, yes. Because, in Botswana, you'll find quite a number of students. They're driving, and their parents are providing, I'm telling you. So if they come, some of them who are, mainly students with higher points, they would not want to come to a small college. If you've got 40 points, they would think, no, look at the parking, look, there are touts around. But we are not saying that is the issue, per se. What we do, we have created an environmentally friendly situation there. I spoke to those guys who man the parking. And
the ones who are always asking for 20 pullers, 10 pullers.
5 puller here and there. And we asked them that, okay, most of our students and most of our parents, if they say they are coming to Logan Business College, please make sure you attend to them. If there is a need, please come. If they don't provide, please come to me.
We'll sort you out.
They will be happy. Or because they are given some other areas of washing cars. So we ask them, so you just come and get a bucket of water. It's very big for her, because if you wash the car, you'll get 30 puller or 20 puller or 40 puller. Then the bucket of water is for free. So by so doing, we are trying to create that environmental friendly environment so that a person who come with all the desire to see Logan Business College and to take a course in that, and is frustrated by a tout, and then those guys, he will go back and will be scared. But they are very friendly nowadays. They are our friends, and sometimes they would call, captain of the industry, yes, I've come, I've saved this one. They'll be happy. Another time we gave them T-shirts. T-shirts to enjoy themselves, to further market the institution, yes.
T-shirts written Logan.
Yes, Logan Business. And some would claim that, no, give me more, I want to give one for my wife. Then you see how responsible.
A lot of entrepreneurs, some have mentioned it in this show, that after some years, you reach a certain ceiling, a plateau in terms of growth. And you seem to be struggling to reach a certain level, to grow your business to a certain level. Is there a way in which Logan Business School can assist entrepreneurs who feel that they have reached a plateau and need to grow their businesses or get out of the rut or break through? Yes.
Yeah.
What is available for such people?
Yes, when the organization realized that they have reached the ceiling or reached the plateau, it is the time now to re-engineer, to rethink now. What is it that is in the market? Should we continue with this business or modify the product or change the management system? There will be quite a number of variables what they will be looking at. But you would find that most of the gurus in the industry, they are so fond or they are attached to their nature of business in such a way that when we then inform them or we go for consulting, corporate consultants, they would think about it, and then it may result, one, in changing the business strategy, or two, diversify. They would then try to do another business to support this, because we would look at quite a number of factors. Have we reached the plateau because there are so many players in the same type of industry? Or we have a problem with the product. It's the product that has reached that level, lifetime. Then it needs to be reviewed or modified. So with that now, it depends on what the business, what issue the business is facing. And then we dwell on that, and then we consult to do the marketing, and then we then bring a good research.
But is there a particular course that you think can help people in that situation, among your offerings?
Yes, we have 2 courses. The marketing management, it has that element. Branding, and also business development, and also creativity and innovation modules which are infused in it. It gives the entrepreneur that when we reach such a level, what innovative and creativity could we have in order to change the landscape or to change the customer base. And we have the other one, that Bachelor of Commerce in Business Project Management.
The one you mentioned.
Yes, it can also bring those changes and also that diversity.
Talk to me a little bit about the quality of teachers or lecturers that you have. Where do you source them from, and what can you tell us about them?
Yes, with the lecturers, we have an open market advert, which we throw in the market, and then. But our thrust will be looking at preferably locals. Yes. If we could not get the locals, then that's when we will get professionals who are from either other nationalities. We will be looking at whether they fulfill the BQA criteria. BQA would need someone who have a qualification evaluated, and one who could be a lecturer should have a teaching qualification also, or lecturing qualification. You should have gone through pedagogical training.
What's that? That's a big word.
To teaching strategies.
Say the word again.
Pedagogical strategies or pedagogical training, where they are going to be trained how to manage the class and how to give the best to the students, giving best training strategies using either Bloom's taxonomy or
using what?
Under Bloom's taxonomy.
Are you going to bombard me with big words the whole afternoon? What does that mean?
Bloom's taxonomy now will be looking at how is the lecturer going to train the students in class.
Is that an evaluation system?
Yes, is he going to set the objectives which are achievable? We'll call that smart objectives. And also we'll be looking at the lecturer. Is he going to be able to examine? Because we are running outcome-based learning programs. So is he going to be able to set the examination with those Bloom's taxonomy verbs, which would now bring the skill from the student? You don't just examine a student, you have to bring, which skill do I want to bring? Is it understanding? Is it evaluation? Is it investigation? So those skills, we look at them, and then we found that they are also applicable in the industry. So these are outcome-based, which can bring a student to understand the application. And also andragogical. When a lecturer...
Is that another big word?
It's another word.
It means what?
Andragogical now is the skill of training distant learners or online learners. Are you able to train them use the platforms which you can use to train these students? How do you understand a distant learner? Somebody who is very far away from you, or somebody who are mature, who just come at a specified period to learn at the institution.
So you have an evaluation process before you hire?
That's right. Our interview process, it has three tier. There's theory, and then there is a demonstration. You have to have a demo. Are you able to deliver? Or you might be highly skilled with best grades, but you are not able to impart knowledge to the other people. So that demonstration would then give a good assessment. And also the last one would be the finalization stage, where we are now talking about the package and other things, and also availability. Yes.
Are they affordable, these lecturers? I've heard that some of them demand high salaries.
And then, yes, the industry, we survey the industry and see where we can fit as an institution based on our economies of scale. Yes, so we'll find ourselves, we are in between. We should be average, we should not be lower. Because if we are very low, then we have a high attrition rate again. Staff turnover is high, and then it doesn't go well with our institution's reputation.
Yeah.
So we have to keep staff with an average salaries according to the industry.
Yeah.
Average to high. Yes.
What would you say are some of the setbacks you are encountering, and how did you overcome them as Logan? Or if you are overcoming them?
Yes, some of the setbacks in our government policy, it's unpredictable. Yes, of course, the bigger number of students in the industry who are going for university or tertiary education, they are coming from the government. So the government is change of policies.
From what to what?
Can hit back on us.
Give me an example of that.
At first, it was an open market when the provision of students in the local tertiary education institution started. It was open, you can get as much as you market yourself. And then later it was quota-based, that they rated the institution, and then based on their rating system, then they'll say, you are getting so many students, the limit. So now, of late, recently, there is a combination now. The market is open, but there is a quota in the learning programs. So you'll find out, if the learning, you might have a lot of students, but if the quota is full, the students will have to be forced to choose another.
Is it unpredictable, the system? In the way that it changes?
We cannot say it's unpredictable. It's advice that flows also to the government based on the industry through maybe HRDC. They would advise the government that this period we need to, in this area of a field, we need so many students.
Are you not able to lobby as a group, as educators, to manage some of these changes?
We have tried to lobby, but when they submitted our concerns to the minister would then say would want to take it to the parliament.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's still flowing. It's in the pipeline. We don't know which part of the pipe.
It becomes political.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also some other setbacks that we may face in the industry is the professional bodies. You were discussing, you were asking about mining, manufacturing, and so forth. Those learning programs are associated with the approval or clearance from or endorsement from the professional bodies. So engineering programs are endorsed by ERB or BIA, Botswana Engineering Board,
yeah,
and Botswana Institute of Engineers. So once they are endorsed, when they go to BQA, they are approved, then students are going to be employed in the industry. Because if they have not endorsed your program, you will be training cabbages. The students will be graduate but not get a job.
Yeah.
So the professional...
Training cabbages, I like that.
Yeah.
that really paints a picture.
Yeah, it would not go well because we have to be very strategic. And then professional bodies, once they endorse your program is internationally recognized, we becomes portable everywhere, locally and internationally. Now, professional bodies, they have statutory instruments which were developed long back, and by that time,
they've lost relevance.
Yeah, by the time they've been overtaken by so many changes. By that time, might have been the only higher education institution. So it was targeting that if you have to be endorsed, you go to UB and so forth. But now the players are many. That statutory instrument needs to be reviewed. And the only review to take place, we highlighted that with the minister, and they are taking it through the education committee, parliamentary education committee. I think there will be a review of some sort to loosen out the end so that we are able to have quite a number of
we have to wrap up, Mr. Tasiyana. As we do, would you care to tell us of what you hope to achieve in the next 10, 15 years, what do you see Logan Business College developing to become?
That's quite great. Logan Business College right now, we want to develop paraphernalia of learning programs which are industry related, which we would want to see that when a student is taking a learning program, we are not just creating graduates, but we are creating graduates who are employable. So a lot of learning programs that we should have in our portfolio related to the fields, and as well developing and growing the institution internally, internal growth. By internal growth, we need to build confidence with the staff that when somebody is engaged with Logan Business College, they would not want to part with it. They should feel that ownership, that I am part of this institution and I'm part of the growth of it. Yes. And also that by so doing,
yeah, but what will be taking shape in 10, 15 years? What will physically be?
10, 15 years, we should be a university. Because within a period of 5 years, we should show signs that we are start to align ourselves towards the university. We should not remain stagnant, because stagnation is not good at all in the economy. We need to move.
Okay.
Irregardless, the landscape changes, the environment changes, the economy changes, but you have to move somewhere, because education will never end. Education, there's no way education.
Another question that I normally ask, which I almost forgot, is there really money in education? Is there any money in this business? Youngsters always ask me, you're interviewing so and so, but is he making Zaga? So are you making Zaga?
That's a good term for the youth, yes.
Yeah.
Education is not meant for high profit maximization.
I beg to differ.
Yes, it's service industry.
I'll tell that to Harvard, they'll laugh at you.
Yeah, it's a service
industry. They
industry.
maximize profit optimally.
How do they say maximize? But if they
have huge endowments, and they've invested in the stock exchange, they have huge billions.
Yes, but they are investing with different portfolios in those stock market.
It comes from the education.
But, it comes from the education as a fuel. It fuels other investments. Yes, that one is fine. Not as education as it is that you are highly committed to it. It would not give you.
So in other words, for you to make money, you have to invest elsewhere.
You have to diversify. Yes, either in other businesses. But without depriving the industry which you started in. We don't want a situation where you are having a cash cow, but that cow is being milked, it's not being fed.
It's skinny.
It's skinny, and you would realize that you will go down easily. You need to make sure that in as much as you are going to have a surplus, you invest in other business. That is risk management. And then you keep on providing the education system so that it don't lose relevance. Yes.
All right. Now you've answered me. Would you care to ask me a question now?
Yes, Mr. Mogobe. Why did you want to pursue in this interviewing of the...
I've answered that question three times today.
What do you get from it?
I get the joy of... Yeah, that's you're boomeranging the question. There's a little bit of Zaga in the form of satisfaction that you are empowering others. That gives me satisfaction. There's a little bit of Zaga in knowing that in the long run you'll find a sponsor, and there's indeed a couple of people who are interested in sponsoring us. So there are some benefits that come with it. But the bigger benefit is to be able to enthuse, energize, empower, and inspire, as I'm always saying in my tagline.
Yes.
And the bigger benefit is to impact the ecosystem. For instance, how many people are going to know about Logan now?
Exactly.
And the number is infinite, theoretically.
Exactly. Yes.
What you have to do is when the interview drops, for you to promote it, for us to promote it. And there's an infinite number that sometimes we interview somebody like this, nothing happens for 1 year. And then all of a sudden, after a year, the numbers go
Yes,
up
yes,
all of a
yes,
sudden.
yeah.
So in perpetuity, you are guaranteed the prospect of being found out.
Exactly.
Your job is to find out if some of the things you've shared can benefit somebody, and you can, just refer them to the interview if you don't have time to tell the long story about what is available at Logan. So I do my best to structure my questions in such a way that I get meaningful, actionable information.
Yes.
So that is very beautiful thing to do. And the feedback I'm getting, whether in terms of YouTube itself or just in the street, is that we're having an impact. So,
Yes,
and
yes.
to be able to employ youngsters such as
Exactly.
these is
Yeah.
also a plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good platform for marketing and PR and other areas.
Yeah.
Which I have seen that I think it has to be marketed well. I don't know how you market.
Well, these are the team members. Look at that camera, sir, and tell them, give them a message that will sort of summarize what we shared. So the final message for the people out there.
Thank you. Corporate dignitaries, captains of the industry, honorable members, experts, professionals, and professors. I'm saying Logan Business College is the baby in the market, which is growing healthy. Be part of it or bring your employees to our institution. They will be well trained to deliver and to give you the best out of it. Students, we ask you to check on our website the market, our adverts, and also some personal selling, where we have the marketing people coming to you. Listen to them carefully and be part of Logan Business College, because we believe in that education is the nectar of life. And there is nothing to be afraid in life, but just you have to understand it and remove all the fear. I would like also to leave you with the word that a good leader is recognized by the ability to correct things in time before they become an emergency. And however, I'm telling you that according to Proverbs 4 verse 7, get the wisdom, because wisdom is the principal thing. And after thy getting, get understanding. So we understand, and we will be together at Logan Business College. We thank you. Come and be part of our growing institution and be part of our excellency in higher education. We say in our motto, education is the nectar of life. And also we say one of our values, one college, one team. So if you come, we'll be one college and one team. Together we can.
Okay. Give them all your contacts, including on social media.
We are found at the physical address, plot 937 to 940, Logan House at African Mall, next to Nando's. If you come to African Mall, you will see us. We are visible. Our contacts are telephone 310-2588. And the cell phone is 74124-223. So please be part. And if you want to check our website, www.lbc.ac.bw.
Social media?
Thank you. In social media, we can link in the Facebook. In the Facebook, it's Logan Business College. You can link to our Facebook.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You've shared generously, and we appreciate what you shared.
Thank you, Mr. Mogobe.
Although
Thank
you blasted
for
us
this
with very
enticing
big words
interview.
here and there, but we enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.